I was real excited when Detroit and Michigan came on as a partner of ours, because if you looked at the census recently, you saw that Michigan was, or Detroit was the #4 city in reference to largest number of black businesses in the country. On one hand, that's good news because we are growing. But on the other hand, you got to look at it and say, why? Why do we have so many new black businesses? And the fact of the matter is a lot of those businesses were employed by large corporations, got laid off, got downsized out, and now they're being forced into going into business for themselves. We need to turn those firms into one-man employees, to two-man shops, three-man shops, so that they can hire. And that's what our president is really trying to push. He has a 21-page agenda laid out for African American businesses. The problem is that there's a disconnect between what happens in Washington, D.C. and the rest of the country. We need to make sure that that information is being disseminated to the local communities where they can take advantage of it, so that folks like the folks in this room can be successful, not only short-term, but truly in a long-term vision. This is an exciting time for not only Detroit, but us in Washington, D.C. Michael Blake, who ran the president's campaign here in Detroit, was really excited and wanted to make sure that I sent greetings from the White House to let you guys know how excited he was about joining the U.S. Black Chamber of Commerce. When we came on board, within 3 weeks, the White House opened its doors and said the U.S. Black Chamber is the new national voice for black business. And we are excited to have Michigan on board with us as the Michigan voice of black business. Again, thank you for the opportunity to be here this morning. Again, I want to say thank you to Ken. He's done a wonderful job in a short period of time, and we look forward. Not only has he come on board as a regional director, he's also in charge of our technology community, technology committee, and as we get ready to roll out our 2012 convention, he will also be involved in that. So I look forward to coming back on several occasions to make sure that our voice from Washington, D.C. is getting here in Detroit, Michigan. Thanks again.
So join me in bringing up to the podium Mr. Ken Harris, our president.
You know, I had to make this official. It wouldn't be important. My speech is on the iPad. All right? So you all would understand exactly where we're coming from as we embark upon what I believe is a renaissance here in the state of Michigan. I want to first start out in my remarks by thanking both our chair, William Brooks, and our chair-elect, Charlie Beckham, for moderating this auspicious occasion, which is truly, truly auspicious. On behalf of the Michigan Chamber Executive Committee, which is here today, I would like to thank you all in your pursuits of allowing us to come together, mobilize with one frame of mind, and that is to empower African American businesses. Also, I want to welcome the rest of the board of directors, of which you will see as a culmination of both wisdom and youth, which is critical at this point in juncture in history, not only in the city of Detroit, but throughout this entire state of Lansing and Grand Rapids and Flint and Saginaw, all across the state. We have connected with folks who not only have the intellectual capital, but the business prowess to move an economic agenda forward. That's where we are, right here and right now. And so I would like to thank and mention by name some very important individuals that are here today, which you will hear not just from one voice, but these folks will step out on the field to ensure that African American businesses agenda have advocacy, that we are proponent for change, and that we level the playing field through economic parity. These individuals, again, I will mention both Pamela Rogers, Reuben Monday, Wayne Phillips, Lewis Green, Rod Rickman, Andrew McLemore Jr., Cheryl Richardson from our western side of the state, David Burnley, Dennis Archer Jr., Douglas Diggs, Dr. Geneva Williams, Eric Hardy, Hiram Jackson, Mark Douglas, Natalie King, the Robert Chavis of Global Hue, Ramia Burbank, and T.A.L. Amin out of Grand Rapids. The culmination of these 21 board of directors will come together as the inaugural group in chartering and founding members of the Michigan Black Chamber of Commerce. Why that is critical and why that is important at this point in time. Today, we journey here because of a call to action. And that result of that call to action has become a journey towards what we believe is a model that will transcend values. That model is economic parity will create economic justice. That journey towards economic parity will not be an easy task, but a task worth embarking upon. I am here to tell you, African American businesses all throughout the community, that we shall unite around one common theme. And that theme is, we shall, as black businesses, and we will revive Michigan's challenged economy. To help in the pursuit of reviving Michigan's economy, we are proud to announce the Chamber 100, which are a culmination of African American businesses, both in an elite status and the African American historical perspective, but also the guy who's been on Gratiot and 8 Mile for 18 years as a plumber, and he is now transitioning his business over to his grandson. And he wants that business not only to be a business that's still in business for generations to come, but will also feed generational wealth into his family. But also, more importantly, he will hire folks from his community as a perspective of what black business should do. As the president of this organization, I am proud that within 1 week of the announcement of the Michigan Black Chamber of Commerce, we have had over 100 African American successful black businesses with the capacity and scope to do work globally come and embrace the concept and mission and vision and purpose of this organization. I would like to give them a round of applause for your commitment, and thank you. As president and CEO of this organization, at this significant time in history, let me acknowledge 3 distinct points worth notation. And that notation is important because I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to keep it real focused, where we come from. 1. 2, where we're at. 3, where we're going. Let me paint that picture for you. We come from the economic genealogy of Booker T. Washington, who addressed at the Common States in an international exposition on September 18, 1895, about the Negro becoming a part of a viable interest in enterprise and business through vocation, skilled work, entrepreneurship, and educational validity after slavery. The communities like Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921, Black Bottom in Paradise Valley here in the city of Detroit throughout the Renaissance movement until urban renewal took place in the 1960s. We come from a perpetuated struggle towards economic freedom by standing on shoulders of giants like Booker T. Washington, Marcus Garvey, Madam C.J. Walker, and we give homage to organizations who've been around for a long time in the city of Detroit. We're not reinventing the wheel here. So you have to acknowledge organizations like Booker T. Washington Business Association, A3BC, the National Association of Black Automotive Suppliers, and the African American Business Alliance. But now, we stand here today in this historic juncture in the state of Michigan to more than 72,000 African American businesses. Over 39,000 black-owned businesses here in the city of Detroit, ranked number 4 in the entire country, even the statistics repeated by the U.S. President Ron Budsby. But more importantly than that, we as a community and African Americans, we spend over $6 billion as a community here in the state of Michigan, and we represent an economic engine that has not yet connected the dots. That potential is inevitable. There are more than 1.9 million African American businesses, both nationally, which are growing 3 times the national rate. There is no better time, no perfect moment than the birth of the Michigan Black Chamber of Commerce, right here, right now, to do business. Where we are going to communities in Michigan where the environment is supported by creative, competitive, and enterprising businesses who hire people from the neighborhood. A place where the dollar is circulated through commerce within that community. A system where politicians have a business mindset and support economic policies and the building of industry and enterprise. Where the technological divide is connected from one business to another, from one community to another neighborhood, from one city to another city, and more importantly, one state to a nation where African American businesses can compete in the global economy. Pan-Africa is waiting on us. But the most important thing that we have to realize here, and our chair and chair-elect mentioned it well, that you cannot do it well without wisdom and youth coming together. Where most importantly, wisdom and youth work hand in hand, one generation supporting another. There is no succession without succession. We must have success through that succession. Most importantly, where we are going as a community, it is important to be independent in entrepreneurship rather than dependency on being owned. Today's marks the start of the black business and the community coming together as one as we charter local black chambers of commerce in every urban city of the state of Michigan. On Thursday, June 23rd, 2011, we will host an inaugural State of Black Business Convention. As a call to action, join us in our crusade towards economic parity and the rebirth of the Michigan economy. Black businesses, you now have a voice, and that voice will level the playing field. I call on every business to contact the Michigan Black Chamber and become a part of your local black chamber near you. I want to personally thank Blue Cross Blue Shield for being the first corporate member to step up and support the efforts of the Michigan Black Chamber. Jerome Epsy is in the building. You'll be able to meet him later on today. Michigan, we look forward to serving as a catalyst for economic parity. With that in mind, I say God bless our communities, but more importantly, God bless the great state of Michigan. Now we have a voice. We'll answer any of your questions coming forward. Thank you all so much for attending this press conference, and all press, if you can come forward, we'll have our president of the U.S. Black Chamber of Commerce, our chair and chair-elect, answer any questions. Thank you all so much.
Do we have the right guy? Do we have the right guy? Any questions from the press?